Alright, we are back with the next part of Final Fantasy XVI. We had quite the ride last time, learning more about this world, learning just the darkness that lurks underneath, even in the lightest of places. And we're gonna continue that journey today. Good boy Torgal's here. Give him some pets to start the day. What a great way to start the part. Every chapter should be started. Pets for Torgal. With Torgal, we currently have Jill, who is alive and well and back with us. Makes me happy. Let's see. Quickly get our bearings. Alright. Got a few potions. Doing alright. Got Martha's rest. Looks like go. Look at that. Upgrade these abilities. I kind of want a tornado though. That just looked really fun. Alright, we'll save up for the tornado. I don't think I'm playing this optimally, but that is not the point of this playthrough. Get there. Right, now let's get into it. Let's do some side quests. Warm up
before the Imperials do. Can't talk now. Oh, you're Clive, aren't you? Martha told me all about you. Word is you're a devil with that blade.
You look like you're in a hurry. Where are you going?
Not far, I hope. But I dare not waste a moment. It might cost a man his life.
Sounds serious. What happened?
It's not so much what happened as what might. They've discovered he's a bearer, see? And now, one of his erstwhile friends and neighbors wants to see him clapped in chains.
Where is this bearer?
He wasn't fool enough to wait for the Imperials to arrive. Poor sod took to the road, left his whole life behind. But they'll be after him before long. I need to find him and get him to safety, fast. Here. If you've the time and the inclination, I could do with a hand. Will you help me find him?
Of course.
Of course. We bearers have to look out for each other.
First side
Thank
quest
you,
I
Clive.
feel like I actually
With
have
your
invested
help, you
in.
might catch up with him yet. His name's Norris. We need to find him and get him to Martha before the Imperials sniff him out.
You found him yet? You won't catch a bastard standing around clucking like old hens. That fucking snake played me false, acted like he was one of us, and the whole time he was one of them. We need him caught and handed over to the Imperials. Hanging's too good for him. Well, go on then. If he gets away, I'll see you fitted for a noose.
All right, Ronald. We were just leaving. Look, this one's here to help. I was just filling him in.
Ha! Send a bearer to catch a bearer, is it? Not bloody likely. That's it. I'll find the bastard myself.
Come on now, Ron. It's dangerous out there. We wouldn't want you to come to any harm.
You want something done right, you don't send a bearer.
Clive, this might take a while. You start hunting our man, and I'll be along once I put Ronald's mind at ease. Someone said they saw Norris heading for the Fallen Gate. Maybe you could ask if anyone over that way knows anything. We have to find him. Don't let him slip through our grasp.
I'd better find this Norris before Ronald takes matters into his own hands. Bearers are hardly difficult to spot. What did he mean about being played false, I wonder?
Here, you're that bearer who works for Martha, aren't you? Can you give me a hand? Curse my luck, I dropped my crystal off a cliff into the bloody swamp like an utter fool. Now, I've not got your knack, see, and I need that shard to chill my fish if I'm to take him to market. It's just a short climb down, I'll make it worth your while.
I can't promise anything.
Well, just promise you'll look. Ah, there may be one thing I failed to mention about the crystal. A creature might have already claimed it.
Claimed it.
All right, eaten it, but only might have, you understand. There were a lot of bog crabs down there. Nasty buggers, them.
Sounds like I need to break a few shells.
Oh, don't worry, there weren't too many of them. A veritable walk in the marsh, as they say, the ladders, right over there.
So weird. Alright. I'll do it though. How's our bond with Torgal doing? Level 3. He's a fine hound. The finest hound. Warm up combat.
Never heard of crabs eating crystal. This should be interesting.
Wake wins! It's over!
This must be it. No point spending any more time down here than I have to.
Gotta get back up there to get on the bridge. Might as well turn this in first then. It's crazy to me, we've just been chilling with Ramu and Shiva. This is such an insane game.
Well, any luck?
Yours, I presume.
Auto.
You found it! Oh, thank you! Any longer out in the sun and my catch would have made for poor eating indeed.
Be more careful next time.
Oh, I will, I promise. No point casting my nets of a morning if I'm without a crystal to see the catch to town. There was a time honest tax-paying folk could get new ones whenever they wanted. Can't now, though, not for love nor money. Crystals are scarce, and the Empire tightens its purse strings more every day. Lose this little beauty again, and I might as well scrap my nets and take to begging.
Thousand gills, not bad for climbing down a ladder. Crystals are so interesting. I just love seeing how they explore like what a society where that is possible could look like. It's like this simple day-to-day stuff like that.
You don't know a man
Don't
called
need
Norris,
ice,
do you?
just
I do, as it happens.
use a crystal.
He ran off that way not too long back. Looked like he was in a right old hurry. And he had a lantern with him for some reason. Never known him to stay out after dark.
He was making for the marshes then. All right. Thank you.
Alright then. We make to the marshes.
You barely have to step out.
That's one of our branded. Do we take it?
You can't have got far. I better keep my eyes peeled.
Nori, where are you? This. Oh no, his lantern.
A lantern. The one Norris was carrying, no doubt. At least I know which way he went. Someone made short work of them. I wonder if that someone was Norris. Norris, I presume.
Leave me be.
You were never branded. So that's how you stayed hidden.
Ronald sent you after me, did he? Set an Imperial dog on his best friend. And when we were so close, I'll never forget the hatred in his eyes. But it doesn't matter now. I will not become a slave. As one bearer to another, please. Don't do this. You know how they treat our kind.
Ronald didn't send me. One of Martha's men did. He wanted to make sure you were safe.
I don't understand.
Martha takes in bearers. She's a friend. You can trust her. Believe me.
I never knew. I can't say I'm surprised, though. She has a kind heart. Kinder than most.
Just wait here and stay out of sight. You'll be among friends soon enough.
Thank you. There's few would have been so kind. And sorry. You're no Imperial dog. Far from it.
I've been called worse. Oh, I found a lantern back there. I assume it's yours.
Thanks. I dropped it when those creatures attacked me. But if I'm honest, I wasn't all that sorry to be rid of it. Ron gave it to me.
All right. I'll keep hold of it. I might be able to use it to put an end to the Imperial surge before it begins. A bearer without a brand. To have lived free for so many years. Only to be betrayed by a friend.
Why, Ron? After all these years, you were like a brother to me. I'm sorry. It's been a hard day.
Good boy.
I'll be here when Martha's man comes again.
Just petting my dog while this guy's having a breakdown. But it's Torgal, how could you not? He always deserves the pet. Thought I had to run on the wood. Good to know. Just run through that. Who needs a path?
Seen you been running errands for Martha. You can do a lot worse than serving her, that's for certain. Most folk round here would agree.
I'll be fucked if I'm leaving this to a bearer. I'll go myself.
There you are, Clive. How goes the search?
Well branded. Have you found the bastard yet?
Only what was left of him. A corpse, torn apart by monsters. And this.
Let me see that. No. It can't be.
Shall we consider that the end of the matter, then? Or do you need to see a body?
No. I mean, I've no use for bearer bones. He's dead. Let that be an end to it. Only wish those whose job it was had done what they were supposed to do and spotted him sooner. Letting a bearer go about without a brand? It's not right, I tell you. Who'll want anything to do with me now, eh? There goes the bearer lover, they'll say. I'll be a laughing stock.
Is it true, Clive? Is Norris really...
He's alive. You'll find him in a hut in the marshes. He's expecting you.
Oh, you crafty. Still, you did the right thing. Thank you. It's not much considering, but please, take this.
Quest complete. So funny, this guy's in the town that's like entirely sympathetic to bears. Even here. Alright, I think that is all the side. Oh, there's one up here. Maybe we can get up there? Oh, that's the way we're heading. Okay. I guess we'll start making our way towards
The bridge to Eastpool's
Eastpool.
I hear the levies.
Like we'll get one more side quest. I think this was the Eastpool Bridge.
Ah, the slumbering chocobo. Welcome to the Brotherhood. You're free to come and go as you please, even to the north, now the bridge is fixed.
Into new lands we go. Green Heat.
Don't you worry about them boards. I use good solid lumber. It's the base on the other side you want to be careful of.
Thank you, Mr. Carpenter.
Martha said the blight had spread even further south, pushing yet more monsters down with it. I dare say we'll be seeing a few along the way.
Then we shall have to keep our wits about us.
Quest at the Fallen Ruins? Okay. Oh no, there's a person here. Oh.
You there!
Thought we were gonna
Over
discover some weird artifact.
Excuse me, I'll use that blade of yours. Ugh, curse my luck. I'm branded. No time to haggle with whoever holds your leash. Wait. That's the slumbering chocobo you're wearing. You and the Marthas, are you? Good. She won't begrudge me the use of you then. Well, there's wolves about. We tried dealing with them ourselves. Made out bait, think we might swoop in and slaughter the lot. But we didn't expect the pack to be quite so bloody big.
I expect the blight drove them here. They must have fled their homes for greener pastures.
We'd hoped empty bellies might make them easy prey. We'd made them mean instead. Martha's no fool, so she must see something in you. Do us a favor and get rid of them, will you?
All right. I suppose those wolves pose a threat to everyone.
Aye, that's what I'm talking about. I'd wager the greedy bastards are still over yonder, finishing off our bait. When you've seen to every last one of them, go and speak to my friend over the bridge. Bryce, his name is. He'll want to know if it's safe to come across. All right, off you go then.
Beast against beast. The quest name.
look hungry, all right. Hungry and find this Bryce and let him know the road's safe.
Whole area over here.
A little help!
Beating me up.
Better already.
No. I thought that was glowing extra bright. Right up that area. Didn't really go over here. That's fine. Leave a little bit unexplored for now. Ready to get back to the main story.
You, Bryce?
What's it to you, bearer?
Your friend asked me to get rid of the wolves, so I got rid of the wolves.
You'd have me believe a single bearer slew the entire pack. Then again, if you didn't, you wouldn't be on this side of the bridge. Bugger me, you're a tough one, aren't you? Oh, Frederick! You wily bastard. I never thought to pit beast against beast like that. You served us well, bearer. Be sure to pass our thanks to your master.
Look, the windmills. That must be Eastpool.
Eastpool, we made it. We're here.
Excellent. Another fight. That's enough.
Totally unnecessary, but it looked cool.
I remember coming here with Lord Murdoch when I was young. Rosaria seemed a very different place back then.
It's a very pretty waterfall. Mysterious tower that we still know nothing about. There's a shop here to stock up on potions. Eastpool, Imperial Province of Rosaria.
Quiet, isn't it?
Yes.
You're Clive Rossfield. It's me, Hannah, Rodney Murdoch's wife.
Lady Hannah.
First floor check. Wow. Eastpool is a hamlet located in the eastern part of the Imperial Province of Rosaria. It was once surrounded by fertile farmland, but the southward creep of the Blight eventually drove out most of the inhabitants. So this is random, but I was just thinking earlier, like, I know this game takes place in 3 different time periods, so it's kind of crazy to me there's going to be like a, I don't know how much, but I'm guessing like a 5 or 10 year time skip somewhere else in here. I'm not prepared for that. What is going to happen? Alright, Hannah, wife of Rodney Murdoch. She's resided in the Murdoch Manor in Eastpool.
Oh, I knew it was you. You haven't changed at all. The Lord Marquis and Jill too. It's so good to see you both again.
It's good to see you too, Lady Hannah.
If you have time, you simply must come back to the house. I haven't much to offer, but what is mine is yours.
This really complicates things, doesn't it?
We should be delighted.
It could be helpful, but word gets around that the firstborn son is back and alive.
And you have
Could
been
be
wandering
revolution
the world ever
brewing.
since. I can well understand fleeing from those iron blood brutes, but oh, to take to the road at such a tender age.
It wasn't easy, but we survived, and
now we're back. It's wonderful to see you safe and well, Lady Hannah. Do you think you will stay here, in Eastpool? Rosalith still enjoys the Mother Crystal's blessing, does it not? You could always move.
This house holds a lot of memories for me. So long as I can live here in peace, here I shall stay. Not that it matters. The capital is closed to civilians, by order of the Duchess. Or should I say, Her Imperial Majesty. Annabella's marriage to the Emperor of Sambrec heralded a great many changes here.
Yes. Of course.
Oh, forgive me. I didn't mean to...
Please. There is nothing to forgive. Would my mother not make an exception for you and your husband? Surely she would not refuse the Lord Commander.
Oh no, he doesn't know he killed him.
You haven't heard, then?
Real quick, what has Annabella been up to? Now the Empress of the Holy Empire of Sambrique. Now she rules over Rosaria as vicereine of the Imperial Province, which she rules with a cruelty and contempt for the baseborn that was unknown in Archduke Elwin's day. I hope we get to take her down. That's kind of crazy. This is his mother. What? I don't understand. The Boiling Crusade, a surprise attack launched by the Iron Kingdom, the Duchy of Rosaria, in the year 860. Rosaria was critically weakened at the time, having lost Archduke Elwin Rossfield and been plunged into chaos in the aftermath of the attack on Phoenix Gate. The Iron Blood unleashed a wave of murderous destruction on the Rosarians and returned home with human spoils in the form of countless young women and children, Warwick among them. Rodney was burned alive by Ifrit on his reveal.
Rodney passed away on the night of the fire. He never returned from Phoenix Gate.
Oh man, that's brutal for Clive.
Clive.
My poor child. You look pale. All this traveling must have taken its toll. I insist you rest. We can talk later. Hmm?
Are you sure you don't want to sleep inside?
I can't. Not after what I did.
Man. It'll be a long
Lady
road
Hannah
to
said she would
acceptance for
prepare a
him.
change of clothes for you in the morning. She really has been very kind.
Years of killing. 13 years. Without the faintest glimmer of hope.
Back to the moon. I'm telling you.
It was only Joshua that kept me going. I swore that I would avenge his death. That I would kill his killer. That was the only thing that gave my life any meaning. But if it was me who killed Joshua and Murdoch and all the others, then why the hell am I still breathing?
I ask myself the same. When I fought, hundreds died. There were so many bodies, so many lives cut short in their prime.
day in Dalmacia, I wanted to join them. I wanted it all to end. I couldn't bear it anymore. If living meant being that, better to be just another body.
I'm sorry.
Not everyone's gone, Clive. You can still protect them.
Do you remember that night on the balcony? When we looked up at the moon? I said a prayer to Metia, and that prayer was answered.
What?
You came back to me. The heavens must have a plan for us. We should get some rest.
Jill rallying the troops. Nice job, Jill. Okay. Nothing new on Metia. Okay.
Right.
So far, so good. Gotta keep doing the lore checks.
Good night.
Jill's
Clive.
sleeping out here with him. Too. Nice of her.
Sleep well.
I feel like I would have been like, oh, we can sleep out inside. Yeah, I'll do that. Poor gold.
Thank you, Lady Hannah. Perhaps now people will not flee at the sight of me.
You look just like Elwyn did when he was your age.
How did you come to have some of my father's old clothes?
Oh, look at
Well,
that.
before Elwyn became Archduke,
I love the
our
outfit.
families would often summer together. He and Rodney were like brothers.
We gotta
His
glow up.
clothes have been in a wardrobe for years, collecting cobwebs along with everything else.
Well, I'm very grateful for them. And sorry for depriving you of your memories.
Not at all. It's what your father would have wanted.
They suit you well. Thank you, Lady Hannah.
Yes, thank you.
Found so
been
many
most
nice
kind.
people already.
No, I should thank you. It may only have been for a short while, but seeing you again took me back to happier times. Fare you well, my lord and lady.
And you, Lady Hannah.
Ooh,
If we follow the road to the
that's
north,
some purple gear.
it should take us all the way to Phoenix Gate. Let's go.
Back to Phoenix Gate. Something big has to be waiting there, right? Right. Not very. Wait. Is that the one we just got? Oh, are these the new one? Oh, okay. It auto-equipped them for us. Got it. I was really confused. Right, some new gear. That's exciting. It's a set of 7 swords said to be forged in the flames of Mount Dristanus. Invictus has been passed down through generations for use by the Archduke's family and his closest shields. Archduke Elwyn presented Invictus to Rodney Murdoch on the day he was promoted to Lord Commander of the Ducal Army. These bracers dyed in the red of Star Media were what Elwyn's father chose for him and formed a part of a set of clothes kept in East Pole for when he and his family would summer there. Oh, there's a shop. Let's go. We're saved.
Where are you off to then? Or hasn't your master told you? Either way, I expect our help.
If you're buying, I'm selling.
Yeah, I already have one of those. Okay. I think we can sell. I think we can sell these at this point.
This should make me a few gil.
Convenient.
Oh, well, you won't say no.
Does not seem like there's a disenchant system.
Got anything else for
I
me?
think these are ever gonna
Oh,
scale
well,
up.
you won't say no.
Yeah. Go ahead. Or increase the number. Or
Here you go. Ta.
I need to buy
Here
3.
you go. Ta. Here you go. Ta.
Alright. Restocked on potions. Let's go to Phoenix Gate. Wait, no side quest, right? Nope, no side quests. And teleport point.
You? Those are Elwyn's. By the flames. You're his firstborn. Clive Rosfield.
You're mistaken.
Like, what did you think was gonna happen? Okay, now I'm a little confused. Like, everyone's going to know you're Clive now. That's not what you wanted. Whatever. Alright, let's see where it goes.
Oh, you can't fool me, my lord. You're the very image of your father. And that would be true even if you weren't wearing his clothes. The self-same garments Hannah was keeping for you, if I'm not mistaken. She always swore that she would never part with them until the day Elwyn's sons returned. And now that day has come. Why, you'll be able to take your bearers back as well.
My bearers.
What?
Forgive me, Master Mayor. I was a child when last I came to Eastpool. I didn't recognize you.
Oh, I'd be surprised if you recognized anything at all. Much has changed since Rosaria fell to the Empire. Not least for the bearers, who once served her noble families. When the Ironbloods sacked Rosalith 13 years back, many who lost their masters fled here in search of sanctuary.
And never returned.
Aye. The plan was to send them home once we'd won back the capital. But then the Imperials arrived. Rosaria became a province of Sanbreque. The duchy was dissolved, and they no longer had any home to return to. Back in your father's day, any bearer who lost their master became a ward of the duchy. We'd hand them over to the sheriffs, and they'd be assigned a new position. But when we saw how the Empire treated their branded, we knew that wasn't an option. So they've been here ever since.
And now you want to give them to me?
They're yours by right.
Send them to
Lord
Sid,
Rosfield.
I guess?
Bequeathed you by your late father.
Not like
And
we have a
they'd
home
be better
to...
off serving you than hiding here. Indeed, many
Where's
of them
this
used
going?
to serve your house, and still considered the Rosfields their masters.
I'm no one's master. Not anymore. They wouldn't be safe with me.
Not right now, anyway.
I understand. You'll forgive an old man his fanciful notions. Been daydreaming for too long. But still, I would ask a favor of you. A small mercy.
If it is within my power.
One of the bearers is an elderly fellow who still swears absolute loyalty to Archduke Elwyn. I don't ask that you take him into your service, only that you meet with him. Let him see that Elwyn's son still lives, and that he's as fine a man as his father ever was.
It would be my honor.
Thank you, my lord. He sits by the well most days, watching the people go about their business. If you could show him your face, I would be most grateful.
Seems reasonable.
As fine a man as my father.
You're not so very different, you know. Especially dressed like that. Come on, let's go and meet that bearer.
We're so close to Phoenix Gate. It's okay. I'm invested in this too.
He's not here.
Gone. We have to save him.
Well, I can't leave without meeting him. I've let the mayor down once already. It would be cruel to disappoint him again.
Right, let's ask around. Someone
Oh,
must
boy.
have seen him.
It is investigation time.
Well now, unfamiliar faces. What brings you to Eastpool, travellers?
We're looking for an elderly bearer. You wouldn't happen to have seen him, would you?
Ah, you mean the old boy who always waits by the well?
Yes, that's him.
What business do you have with him, if you don't mind me asking? You're not from the capital too, are you?
We are, in a way.
Well then, it's a pleasure to meet a fellow Rosalithian. I was born and raised down Market Street. And never would have left if Archduke Elwyn had survived the fire. It wasn't the same when the Duchess took over, though. All the beatings, the evictions, the levies going up and up and up, even as the blight took half the harvest. Oh, listen to me, telling you what you already know. I'm sorry. And I'm afraid I can't help you with your bearer either, though I doubt he'll have gone far. He comes here every day, almost as if he's waiting for something.
We'll keep asking around then. Thank you.
Good day, milady. What can I do for you?
I'm looking for a bearer, an elderly fellow who used to serve the Rosfields. Have you seen him?
Ah, that old loon. No sign of him today. Funny, he's usually down by the well at this hour, cooking up his fantasy feasts.
I'm sorry?
Oh,
what does that mean?
He worked in the kitchens at Rosalith Castle back in the day. Still thinks he's there now. You'd often hear the poor fool chatting away to the Archduke. Living in a dream he is. But better there than here, I suppose. Can't imagine the Viceroy stopping to trade tales with a bearer. Can you?
No.
Anyway, you'll be round here somewhere. Doubt he has the path to stray too far.
Thank you. We'll keep looking.
Hey, hold on a mo. Young Patrick, the chocobo keeper, might know where he is. He's taken the old bird under his wing, so to speak. He'll be in the stables. You should go and have a word with him.
Patrick the Chocobo Keeper. Thank you. We will.
I'm sorry, Jill. For making you do all this in my stead.
It can't be helped if we're to keep up the pretense. Come on, let's head for the stables.
It's not that inconvenient. Just talking to people. I mean, it sucks that she has to be the one to do it, but not the biggest ask of someone in the world.
Where the bloody hell's he got to?
Excuse me, but is something the matter?
It's this bearer I've been minding. I take my eyes off him for 1 minute and he disappears. He's not in his usual spot by the well, nor anywhere else in the village.
You must be Patrick.
I am, but...
And this bearer you're looking for, he's an elderly man who used to work in the Rosalith Castle kitchens, yes?
That's the fella. How do you know all this? I've never seen you in Eastpool before, but you seem to know the place better than I do myself. So that's how it is. Well then, if you're acting under orders of the mayor, you're on about to help me find him. He's been losing what little sense he had left of late, saying the sheriffs are coming to collect him and that he needs to go back to the castle. I was supposed to watch over him, keep him out of trouble. But if he's walked out on us, there's not a lot I can do.
Understood. You keep searching here, we'll look for him outside.
Thank you. I'm in your debt.
I hope he hasn't wandered into trouble.
Let's just concentrate on finding him. Still no sign. Could he have strayed even further?
That was a new animation. Apparently we can vault fences while running.
Look. There's someone over there.
It might be him. We should hurry. Company.
Oh no.
We can't lead them to the old man. They need to die.
Agreed.
That worked. Almost attacking Torgal. Every time we're fighting wolves. Looks good. Nice landscape. A lot of bridges.
Are you all right, my friend?
Swamps.
Come on.
Tough to navigate.
Let's go home.
Your Grace, you came for me. I waited for you so long, but you finally came.
I'm not who you think.
Clive.
Yes. Pray forgive my long delay.
It's nothing, Your Grace. I prayed to the Founder that you would come, and at long last, he answered. Will we be returning to the castle then? There is still a place for me in the kitchens?
No, my friend. We will not be returning to the castle, not yet. I'm on a very important expedition. One which may take some time. Could you wait for me in Eastpool until my journey is complete? I will come back for you then. I promise.
Of course, Your Grace. For you, I would gladly wait until my dying day.
Thank you, both of you. You've been most kind. The memory of serving the late Archduke was as one light in the darkness, and now that light burns a little more brightly. It's nothing but a fantasy, of course, but it's better than the truth of the matter. A damn sight better. The blight is on our doorstep. Our harvests are failing. The people are leaving in droves. If it weren't for Lady Hannah selling half her worldly goods to provide for the few of us who stayed behind, we would long since have starved.
Oh, Lady Hannah.
We want to keep the bearers safe here, we really do. But unless a miracle happens, we won't be able to spare a crust of bread to share between them soon enough.
Let's make a miracle.
Is it really that bad?
So bad, I even petitioned the Imperial garrison to take them. But when they found out where they'd come from, they damn near spat in our faces. Ducal dogs, they called them. Enemies of the Empire.
I know a man named Sid, who would gladly give a home to any bearer in need of one.
5.
Leave this with me. As soon as I return from Phoenix Gate, I'll speak with him.
Thank you, my lord.
Sid do be getting an army
Will you
of
be passing through Eastpool on
magic
your way back?
users, though.
I should very much like to speak with you again, if you have the time, regarding the future of the village, and what might be done for Lady Hannah. After all she's done for us.
Yes, of course. I'll be back anon.
Fare you well, my lord, my lady. I wish you a safe journey.
Hope we actually come back. Keep bringing in those ability points. I need a lot. Where do we go? I think this time we're actually going to make it to Phoenix Creek.
I didn't realize they were this close.
No wonder their crops are failing. The blight is leaching the ether from the soil. And when the last drop is drained, their fields will turn to this. No plants, no animals, no life.
And no monsters. I suppose that's one small mercy.
Sounds kind of familiar.
What's this?
I wonder what could be draining the
Another
land of
relic of the
ether.
fallen.
Alexander. Nothing to do over here just yet. Guess we keep going.
We won't be able to use any magic here.
Another thing to worry about. As if the absence of ether didn't cause enough problems.
Take away the lad's life force, and problems are all that's left.
At some point we have to deal with the source of the blight,
What
right?
this place used to look like before the blight took it.
I remember. It was looks beautiful.
Like, obviously we have some more pressing problems. But dealing with the blight has to be pretty high on that list. Dim obelisk. Okay.
There it is. Phoenix Gate.
Still as destroyed as you left it.
Where it all went wrong.
Come on, Clive. It's time to discover the truth.
What do we hope we're gonna find here? What are we actually going to find here? I guess the hooded guy just gonna be waiting for us there? That would be kind of crazy. That is peaceful. The dim. Okay, so we went north around, came back. This is all dead land. And this, I mean, we're definitely going up here at some point, right? I'm shocked we haven't been to any of these major cities yet. Like, I thought we were gonna be doing that definitely by this point. Thought we'd like go around, meet all the leaders, get a lay of the land, understand the situation in the world, but like, I mean, we kind of are. We're still getting those cutscenes, just 5 is not part of them. I'm curious. Untouched in the many winters since the stronghold's fall, the scars of that fateful night still linger still upon her wall. Phoenix Gate Ruins, Imperial Province of Rosaria.
It's almost as if time had stood still.
I suppose no one had any cause to return here. No. It's just as I left it.
Uh-oh. Someone's been here. Oh.
Let's have a look around.
Maybe not. Like, that would have blown away. Wouldn't that be recent? Buried memories.
Could I have done
Forced
this?
to walk.
Could anyone? What is it, Torgal?
Clive. Was him.
That's him.
Oh no.
He's the only one who can tell me what happened. I have to know.
Walking right into a trap. He actually want though? What does the Ascian want? Wait, we know who it is. Never mind. Forgot we got the face reveal. Probably stop calling him an Athian.
Where is he?
Nowhere to be seen.
Damn it! He's like a bloody eel.
What is this place, anyway? Some sort of shrine?
Oh, sorry. You've never been here before. This is the Hall of the Gate.
The gate?
It's a relic of the Fallen. Only the Phoenix's dominant can open it.
Hence the castle's name.
Okay. I did not realize literally only the Phoenix could go in. I thought it was just a ritual thing. Like we only let the Phoenix go in. Did not realize there was a connection between the icons and the Fallen. Interesting. So the Fallen. So the Athians created the primals. Basically where we're at.